Hello and hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to Hibernation, another indie horror game made by the same developer who made the Fish and Chat. Yeah, I do believe Fish and Chat. Fish and Chat is the more recent one, but this is their prior game, so I wanted to check it out and see how it is, and we'll just go from there. But let me show the game store page real quick. Alright, here we go. A small but eerie town, an unknown killer, and a cash reward. In this short PS1-style horror game, you play as a local detective investigating a murder in the hopes of earning themselves some cash for finding the killer. Venture into town and see what you can find out for yourself. And, well, this is about it. So we're going to check it out, and, yeah. We'll see how good it is. Do you know who killed me? Lucy Price. Call local department with evidence. $20,000, I mean. It's a lot of... Sounds like my upstairs neighbors when I want to pound the ceiling for letting them know that I'm trying to sleep, and I don't want to hear them going through the floor and wall vibrations because they keep fucking talking at 4 a.m. Anyone else have that problem? I always hate coming back to this town. But I want that money. Do you know? I mean, 20,000. I guess I need to finish. I guess I need to find some evidence, but about her case, if I want them to cough up that cash. True. Oh, it's pretty good, pretty good. Little tiny river. And we're gonna be judging the architecture of these little houses. And then, again, why am I venturing in in this kind of weather, at this kind of time? Oh, I can enter. I'd rather investigate the outhouse. Hello. Hello. Maybe it was a good thing I got the... Also, is that a floating grave, or is that just me? I think it is. But we got bolt cutters. I mean, okay, well, maybe it was a tree trunk, okay. We got bolt cutters, so hopefully they'll be of use. Locked, but bet I could find the key in the Price's home. I'll assume... I mean, if I was a normal person and I am not prone to hallucinations, but then I saw a hallucination just because I was in some creepy little town, I think that would be the time when you just like, this isn't normal, time to leave. But we're in a horror game, so... Oh. Cigarette? I guess no one's home. Am I actually, like, harassing people to try to, like, actually investigate? Also, I remember complaining about something like that. Simple it's, like, petty to complain, but it's just like, ugh. Ugh! Maybe if I scream, "Please open up!" then maybe they would open up. Anyways, well, maybe this house. Is this Price's house? The one with the cross on it? Well, I'll assume... Oh, but there's also the most decrepit, creepy house of them all. No, just enter? We're just not even... We're not even... Is that a fucking cat? A crazy cat lady lives in here. Lucy... Oh god, it closes immediately just if I move my mouse cursor a single millimeter. Lucy has been spouting nonsense again. Something about wanting to leave town for good. How dare she? We've been here our whole lives, and she's just going to throw her history away and our church away? Maybe sending her there more often will help. There must be a way to convince her to stay. Uh-oh. No. Okay, thank God. Evidence? Evidence 1. Empty beer bottles. There are multiple beer bottles scattered around the house. Evidence, I can use this to say the Price family were heavy drinkers. What, do you work for CNN? Or perhaps this influenced the tension between the Price parents and their daughter. I mean, it's... What do they usually call it? Extrapolating? Fucking... I'm trying to use, like, lawyer speak here, but I just am not a lawyer. But... No, wait, was it? What's the word? I can't think. If it's on the tip of my tongue, screw it. But it's overreaching, let's just say. It's like they watch blue screen, which is common with insane people. I don't know what is behind me. Okay. So what are you going to say about this, huh, punk? The Bible. There are multiple religious books around this house. I can use this to say religion was a factor as the Price family frequented the nearby church. Perhaps religion influenced the Price family to murder their daughter. I mean, it's not like there's any verses in the Bible that tell you, thou shalt kill their daughter if they don't go to church enough times. Thou shalt kill daughter if they want to run away from home. It's not really in it, but, I mean... I don't know, man. Lucy Price, our dear daughter, in Times New Roman. The parents used Times New Roman... presumably Times New Roman on their daughter's grave. They clearly didn't care. What next? Comic Sans? Grave. There is a lone grave sitting in the backyard. The font was terrible. I can use this to say they buried their daughter out of guilt for what they've done? I know there is no body here, but nobody else needs to know that. Well, how do you know? How do you know? I don't remember you knowing. What is this meta-knowledge that main character knows that I don't even know when I'm the player? The fuck is this? Did I just forget something? Or is it like the... Lucy is gone. Our daughter is gone. Yeah. The police say she is missing, but we both know she isn't coming home. She's gone. Our church said they could convince her, and now look what fucking happened. I threw the key to the place into the neighbor's trash out of anger. I don't think God can help us anymore. We failed. Well, there's a corpse here. But I need to get the key that's in the trash, so hopefully I don't die by collecting the last piece of evidence. The body of Mr. Price is in the backyard. It looks like he overdosed on pills. I can use this to say that he couldn't handle the guilt from murdering his daughter and took his own life. Shameful. This journalist putting in his own thoughts. This isn't an opinion piece, Charles. Jan. Karen. Kyle. Whatever your name might be that I forget. But anyways, we'll look for the trash, I guess, unless we get killed by a ghost. Neighbor's trash. The key must be in the trash still. Presumably. This neighbor? Oh, Jesus Christ. Not that one. Church key. Let us find out what's in the church now. Otherwise, I'll see my... Actually, I was about to say things are involving the game, but I'll leave my final thoughts to the end. I just usually like to ramble sometimes about my thoughts on the game in real time in case I just forget points, but... Is it just blurry in here, or is it just me? Is there someone leave the gas on? Key. Uh-oh. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Our Lord will be returned. In doing so, he needs a vessel. This doesn't sound like a thing Jesus would want to do, though. I mean, God and or Jesus, I don't think would use a vessel in this manner, so I mean, okay. And it's also in red font, which is foreboding. The local maiden will be appointed for hibernation? Can you please make it so me moving the mouse cursor doesn't close a fucking note when you already have C to close? For the love of God, that's my biggest fucking gripe right now. Not grip, but gripe. Not grape, but gripe. Not grip, not gripe, but gripe. With an I. But hibernation. Awaiting his return in the bowels of the church. What bowels are you talking about? Is there a cellar somewhere I should know about? In the back? So we got a key somewhere. No secret bookshelf. Some kind of church ambience. Enter. I mean, also you don't... Bloody rain. Also, as a heads up, you don't enter to leave unless that was intentional. I'm going to assume it was just a whole, enter for any door interaction. But you don't enter the outside. Come on. It's enter and leave. Or something more neutral. That's one tall fucking tombstone. Or is that that giant obelisk that's in that one movie with the monkeys when the cavemen discovered the obelisk kind of thing? I don't remember what movie that is. If it's not Planet of the Apes. Is it Planet of the Apes ending? I never knew where that like that movie culture reference / meme came from. But that is a weird tombstone for sure. I'll presume we're going this way. Ah, it is a cellar. Okay. Immediately go backwards. Bookshelves. It's very dark, though. Well, at least the cellar door is actually still there. That's good attention to detail. I'm so used to people just, making a door and then just, behind them there's nothing if there was no backtracking. Wait, also, evidence 5 out of 4. That's funny. Death? Evidence 5. But it said I had evidence 5 before 5. Lucy Price. Lucy Price is dead. I did the deed I knew it! I predicted that! I suspected it! I did the right thing. The wording, the day of rapture will follow soon. Only through her hibernation will our Lord return to us. He will stand above this town as the trumpets screech their song. Who keeps banging? I did the right thing. You said that twice, man. I think you're just telling yourself that at this point. For he is king. Is people banging on the cellar at the exit, or all evidence collected? I mean, I was just great job, thank you. What a glorious king. Hey! 20,000. Is that my cash? Case conclusion. After a local detective investigated the Price family home, they discovered that after growing tensions arose in the family, Lucy Price was murdered by her parents. This detective has been paid $20,000 reward by Lucy's relatives for this unfortunate discovery. More why is this slowing down so much? I'm trying to read. More on the story at 6. Okay. That's an easy way of getting money. I mean, all you had to do is just kill a relative and then get an investigator that's a family member to just, like, make shit up. There'd be too many loopholes with that, I would imagine. Hey, I want to kill my my nephew. My uncle's an investigator. He can just falsify evidence, and then we can get a lawyer who's like Saul Goodman, and he can just make shit up, probably. But yeah, I was like, it was. Oh wait, is this another situation where there's no mouse cursor? Developer forgot to put mouse cursor unlock at the main menu after beating the game. There's tip number 1 for the developer. But what was I thinking? It was a sort of like implying that there's something up with the main character, because like he was a detective or investigator, or I was saying journalist at first because of how he was wording things. Because he was saying things of, this is evidence and how I will say it, which is like, well, what do you mean how you say it? Because like evidence is as it is. It's like objective. You don't. It sounded like they're like trying to literally use like weasel word or go around it or change things. So I was like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of unusual behavior. So I was suspecting that the main character had to possibly be involved at that one point, but ended up being right. But as for a second game, although I will say I don't know if everything in this game was made from scratch, or if there were actually any royalty-free assets, or if it was just like, trees and shrubs kind of shit, but the houses and the models were custom made. If more or less, like, I would argue, like, if most or a lot of that stuff was custom made, then that shows more promise, at the very least, where I'm thinking in the concept of, hey, what kind of potential does this indie dev have? Because I don't like when indie devs over-rely on the royalty-free. It's always a better thing, obviously. It's like if you get experience crafting things or doing something new with every game, or getting more experienced making things from scratch, so that when it's like a pain in the ass at the start, but once you get a knack of it, you can just do it from scratch. It's almost like when an artist is a beginner and they do the whole Blender donut, right, with the digital artists. Then you could do a Blender donut or some kind of donut, and then every time you do that donut, when you've gotten more experience, your donut looks better and better and better, and you can do it faster and faster and faster, or just put a lot more detail and work into it because you have more techniques, kind of thing. Indie devs who are beginning have to understand that indie devs dev work is much like that. If you're not someone that just turns out to be like a Toby Fox who just has a massive experience and massive ideas and can just do everything on the fly, right? You have to work for it, and it takes patience and time and experience. But I would say there's a good promise at the very least in this. It just all one would need to do is increase the environmental storytelling, or make the game feel more fluid and alive rather than stiff as it is. Like, you can't sprint, and things are a little bit slow and sluggish, and Unity engine kind of unremarkably sort of, I don't know if it's the best word to say is stiff, right? Didn't feel alive per se, but I'm not sure how I would increase that by a developer's point of view. It's just how I would word that, it's just, maybe, unless the developer knows what I mean. Because, like, both games I at least played just had a bit of a, I don't know, I wouldn't say lifelessness, but it's just like the movement. If you could move and sprint and feel like you're playing a person, so to speak. I'm not sure how I'd be able to explain that, but either way, interesting game. Let me know your thoughts down below, your thoughts on the game, and if you predicted the outcome as I did, or anything like that. But either way, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button, become a subscriber, hit the notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.